What's happening, everyone? Brian coming to you from the office today, and again I'm going to continue this series of you bought a printer, now what? Today we're going to talk about files, and I've been getting a lot of questions asking how do you find wheels and tires and that kind of stuff. So here we are on Cults 3D, and you have a little search box up there, and you type in car wheels. And the thing that you're going to look for is STL files. You'll find that there's a lot of different files that'll come in. There's so many on the Hey, what's happening, guys? Brian coming to you from the office today. And I wanted to go over a few of the questions that were asked of me in the last videos that I've been releasing on this. You bought a printer, now what? So we're on Cults 3D right now, and there's a little search box up here. You type in wheels for models, because I got asked, how do you find wheels for your model cars? Then you have all of these that pop up. Well, you look at some of these, and I want to show a couple of these. This is a trusted person that I've definitely bought wheels from, 89 Design. Black Box is another one that I've bought from. I've never heard of this guy, but this is the other thing that you're looking for right there, is you're looking for STL files, and you're also looking for 3D printable, and it says that these are available for that type. It tells you you need to set your settings for this. I've never had to set my settings to anything other than what the printer came with. There's a ton of different files available, and you see there's steering wheels that pop up when you type in wheels for models. There's also even subwoofers. I mean, you just type in a search and start going through the Cults 3D, and you'll eventually get to the better wheels that you want. Some of these are pretty cheesy and not so great looking, and you'll notice that some of the designers of these files will actually have replica of the car, or you can tell that they've taken their time to show you a quality wheel. And those are typically the better vendors of this. So like here's a concave, and they want $5 for this file. It says that it is for 3D printing, and it is STL. Sorry if my screen is going all kinds of crazy on you. I'm recording with my phone, and it'll give you, it is set already for 1/24 scale. And I gotta ask, can you modify the file when you get it? And the answer is yes. You can go through in your slicer, and you're able to change the sizes, the shapes. You're able to do a lot right from the get-go. I'm not an expert by any means in this whatsoever. I'm just a guy who's been printing for a long time, about 2.5 years, and I've got a system that works for me, and I'm happy with it. I'm just trying to share information out there, so the information is out there for other ones to hopefully gain some knowledge, and let them know that this scary thing of this 3D printer is not that scary after all. I was absolutely terrified of my printer when I first bought it. I didn't know what the hell I was going to do. Like I said, my good buddy over there at Northwind Customs, that's had a printing business for quite some time, he told me basically how to set it up, how to get some resin, how to fill it up, how to download these files, and how to print. And it worked for me, and it's worked very well for me. So it was basically a guide for dummies, and it worked out really well, because I was really stupid when I first started this stuff, and I still am really stupid when it comes to this stuff. I just know what works for me, and I'm trying to share that with some of you guys out there, because I'm tired of the secondary vendors just absolutely gouging the crap out of us for wheels and tires or whatnot. Dirty Customs, he's another guy that I've bought wheels and tires from. He's got 157 different designs. They're all STL files. Remember that. You need an STL file to download when you're going and looking for your files. Now this is, literally wheels for models. So this is what I typed in here for the search, wheels for models. And this is the kind of stuff that's showing up. And I mean, there's 77 plus pages of wheels for models. I haven't found a specific way to search a actual designer on here. It's pretty difficult to actually pull a designer in. So let's pull up one more of these wheels. That's Dirty Customs again. We've already seen that. Let's go over to CG Trader and do the exact same thing. You're going to look for a 3D, let's see, somebody wanted wheels. So we're just going to type in wheels and we're going to see what happens here. We got all kinds of stuff that shows up. Now these are showing up as $35.40 and they're 40% off. Well, they're not STL files. These are OBJ files, this is an STL file by another designer, but when you click on it, it says that it is not, and over here, ready for 3D printing, and it has an X, so it does not have the capability of being 3D print. And it says that it is an OBJ and MTL file, which means it is not an STL, even though he had marked it as an STL on the original. You can see it right there, it says STL, and it's not. So that's the one thing I'm going to warn you about on your searches. I also got asked if there was any F1 cars. There again, F1, but I don't see an STL file. And I hope that's an F1. I'm not a race car guy at all. I like muscle cars. But just a few little things that pop up here. And then let's say I want to take that down and look for model car wheel. Let's see if it'll bring me up. See if it'll pull up anything that way. So we're going through and there's some automatic, some Bajas. There's STL files there, BBS with one piece. I never used this gentleman before, but it shows that it is not 3D printable. Again, you gotta watch their wording on their files. A lot of the stuff looks great in the pictures, and you go to click on it, and you're like, oh wait a minute, that doesn't have. How come I'm not able to print it? It's because it's not an STL file. I know that this is Andre Bezrodny, just because I know his files, I know his pictures that he uses. He has pretty distinct. Like I said, the designer takes the extra step of showing you a quality picture. Yeah, those are usually the designers that have the STL files and are ready to go. Here's a full car kit that shows that it is ready for 3D printing. It has 264 pieces, but these people want $257 for this Ferrari that I'm pretty sure you can get that from Fujimi models, but hey, neither here nor there. Again, just trying to show you guys what to watch for when you're going to look for files. You'll see, like in my cart currently, I'm picking up a bunch of the new stuff that Andre just brought out. And it shows, they were 20 bucks a piece. They're on sale for $10 off. So they're $10 each. And those files cost me a whole $100. So we're not having fun with finding what we're looking for. But that's part of when I said that this was a hobby in its own, looking for the stuff is half the battle. There is just a ton. And I mean, you can spend a lot of time looking for the actual files to print. STL. Let's see if it'll pull that up. And we want rims as well. So we're going to click on rims and see if that gives us anything. And we're not seeing STLs. I'm seeing a lot of, and here you can click on and go straight to 3D models, and you can kind of go, okay, well, this is what I want, vehicle, car. Those are the files that pull up for that. but again, you're not seeing STL file. There we are over here. So let's click on this one and see what it is. It is 240SX, but it is not ready for 3D printing. So again, one of those ones to watch out for. You gotta, on CG Trader, you gotta watch for the people that don't have it ready for 3D printing, because there's a lot of them out there, and I mean a lot. I'll click on some of the wheels and tires that I just did from Mean Machine Models. Alex, I just bought a few of his wheels. Here's a good looking Chevy rim. He's got a bunch of different stuff. He's got 66 different files out there. Got a good looking artillery wheel, and it's $14 for the wheels. And if you go down here, it says not for 3D printing, and it shows up at the top that's an OBX, so it's not an STL. If you look down here, it says STL file is 3D print ready. So there is some stuff that is kind of contradicting what I'm saying, but I've bought his rims and tires, and I know that he sells STL files. I know that they're all that I've purchased from. And again, it says not for 3D printing over here down on the right hand side. But I found that stuff is ready. Let's get into a different. So here we are on Colts 3D, and I went into my account and I pulled up Black Box, this designer, and I just pulled up one of the tires and rim combinations that he sells on here. And again, what I was saying about giving you a little bit of extra in their design, showing it on a car. The wheels and tires are $3.24. It does show that it is an STL file, which is what you need to download and print 3D objects on your resin printer. So Black Box is one of the guys that I trust. And it has a ton of aftermarket stuff, wide body kits to complete kits. These seats are absolutely freaking amazing detail. Let me get up here a little bit closer where you can see these. You can see that he goes through and, like I said, gives you a little bit extra, shows you a little bit on what they can look like and detailed up. He does a great job on all of his stuff. I strongly recommend Black Box as one of your designers. There's a bunch of them on here that you gotta use that search bar and find them, and it's a rabbit hole in its own that you're gonna go down the rabbit hole of searching for files, and there's a ton of them on here. I mean, he's a great artist. There's a bunch of them on here. Let's go back into my account here and go to some of my downloads, and this is another one that great designer, trusted person that I buy several files from. It's a Z-Force Model Works. He's a great designer, does a great job. His wheels and tires, $8.94. Like I said, once you've purchased it, you print it as many times as you want. So huge difference there. Motoboss, another one that's a trusted designer. Everybody kind of knows who that is. He's got 319. A lot of his stuff you have to resize. So that's the only thing I warn you about there is you have to resize it, but he usually tells you, like right here, change scale. So he has everything set for 1/10, but he tells you how to change it in scale, meaning on your print scale. And I can show you guys how to do this in another video when I'm in front of my home computer. Literally changing the scale, you're taking it from percentage, instead of it being 100%, you're taking it down to 40% to be 1/25. And that's how you calculate that. And it's super easy to do. I'll go through that as well. I said, I'm just trying to give you guys enough information that you can get into printing on your own. I am not wanting to be in the print business whatsoever. I just build model cars. I have a great time doing it, and I don't want to print everything under the sun for everybody else. I will print for those people that don't have access to a printer or can't afford to get one. You know, it's one of those things that I'm truly here to help the model hobby. I don't want to see this hobby go away, and I cannot stand the secondary vendors just absolutely gouging the crap out of all of us as builders. It's ridiculous. They've made enough money off of us, and I think it's time that we definitely show them that, hey, we're capable of doing this on our own, and we don't need your services. But thank you very much. This is a great time to be in the model business as a builder. You know, the building right now, all the stuff that's available to you is just unbelievable. How much is available to you? In this little clip here, he's got a charger wheel set. You can kind of see what you get: a tire, you get a brake, you get the actual face of the rim, you get a barrel, so you have a lip that can be printed as well. And a lot of people will say, hey, the rims just aren't up to quality. You know, I'm not seeing the quality in these rims. You know, they have marks in them, or the topography lines. Well, that's from how the printer is setting them up on the print plate. If they're printing them flat, they will have a topography line. If they print them vertically, they will typically not have a topography line, or less of a topography line. All of your 3D prints will require sanding, just like model kit requires sanding. Every single one of these things needs sanded, no matter what it is. But you get something that you typically wouldn't be able to have, and I can't say that enough. You know, it's a great way to enhance your model, get aftermarket stuff for your model, be able to make wheels and tires, be able to make cars that you can't get from resin. I mean, it's unbelievable. You know, this 73 Chevelle has been very popular here lately. Andrea's had it out for quite some time, and it's a great file. It's an STL file. It shows right there on the screen. There's an STL file. It shows that it is ready for 3D printing, and it shows all the scales that it comes in. Andrea is one of the better designers out there for your cars and your car bodies. Great stuff. I think there was 390 models currently available, or files that he has currently available. So he has a lot of stuff out there and available to you guys. Like I said, Black Box is another one that I use quite a bit of. 89 Designs. There's another one, Z-Force, Modelworks. There's just so many different designers. Motoboss, Andre, of course. A lot of Black Box. I love his. He's got a really cool seat set. Chris, I've used a couple of times. Chris Bizzle. I haven't had good luck with his prints, and he has a pretty cool little utility truck here. Comes with a pretty cool frame setup. The frame printed out really well last time I tried it, but the utility box did not want to stay on the platforms and supports that I'd printed it on, and that's been about a year ago that I did this one. So it is designed for 1/24 scale. It is ready for print. It is an STL file, so that's something that else is there. He wants $26.29 for it, and if you scroll through it, everything that you're seeing here is a built or an AI designed model. I didn't care for having the engine bay just wide open. Wasn't very cool, and it really was kind of a funny shape on the front end of the truck. If you looked at the truck, it didn't really come down like the true '69 Chevy would. Here's a kind of an overview of what he has printed out, and again, the front end of this truck just doesn't slope down quite like it should, or maybe it's his custom, you know, cool. I think it's a cool design, and that's why I bought it. Here you can see the buttons that would be there. I don't know if they're actual design buttons or if there are platform pin injections where your platforms or your supports would be. But it's something that comes with all of our resin. You know, the resin printing, you're gonna have stuff that you're gonna have to clean up. You're gonna have stuff that you have to sand. You're gonna have stuff that you're gonna have to go through and redesign from here to there. It's a lot of hit and miss and a lot of trial and error. A lot of trial and error on this stuff. But you know what? It's a lot of fun to do. It's a lot of great stuff to pull in and say, hey man, this kind of cool kit. You know, I haven't seen one of these on a show table. It'd be freaking awesome to have that on a show table. Here's 89 Designs. I was talking about them earlier. There's an air ride suspension parts just to throw up in a bed, or there's your control, and that whole file is only $3.66. He's got a lot of different stuff on here. Good designer, a lot of different wheels, a lot of accessories, just, you know, even skateboard diorama stuff, skateboards, pallets, jacks, compressors, garbage cans. He does a lot of, you know, little stuff like hood latches, you know, hood pins, you know, 17 designs for wheels, a lot of different stuff. There's a ton of stuff out there available for you guys. It's just a matter of searching for it. So don't be afraid to jump into the Colts 3D or CG Trader and start using their search bar and just kind of looking through and seeing what's available to you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You know, I'm always available to answer any questions I can. And if I don't know the answer to it, I will try to find you the answer to it by somebody that's been doing the printing a lot longer than I have. With that being said, guys, I'm going to go cut and buff a 79 Ford F100 one-to-one truck that just came into the car lot. So God bless, happy modeling, and we'll see you on the next one.